Good morning, mademoiselles and monsieur. Mystery Man 64 at your service. Welcome. Welcome to the channel, everybody. This is going to be our first little series to start us off here. I will be playing some Kirby Squeak Squad for you all today. And man, I have been in the mood for the squeakies. The squeakles. There's a ton here. Story, sub-games, collection, and a question mark. I will be getting into everything here eventually, don't you worry. It'll just have to probably happen at a later point. But let's start off. Early afternoon in Dreamland. It's so peaceful that even the clouds are drowsy. And now, it's Kirby's favorite time of the day. Snack time! Today's yummy snack is a sweet fluffy slice of strawberry shortcake. Time to dig in. Whoa! The cake Kirby was about to eat has suddenly vanished. The cake is a lie! That scrumptious berry-top slice of mouth-watering goodness. Oh, yes. No doubt about it, this must be the work of that greedy King Dedede. Wouldn't it be gluttony instead of greed? Silly game. Well, there's no time to waste. Gotta get that cake back. And that's how Kirby's latest fantastic adventure begins. Yes, the adventure where Kirby goes out of his way to destroy the entire world for a single solitary slice of cake. Yeah. Now this is Kirby Squeak Squad. This is what I guess I would call one of the earlier, I don't think I can do this, you can do a thing on steep cliffs, but we'll get there when we get there. Of collectathon Kirby's, where you collect X amount of things in a stage, you know? This was kind of the advancement of one of its predecessors, Amazing Mirror, which has a gigantic map, and I don't foresee me playing it anytime soon, because the optimal way to play that game is with 4 people, and that is something I just do not have the ability to do, and may not for quite some time. And quite some time is probably never, unfortunately, because I would really like to do Amazing Mirror the way it's meant to be played. But the way it's meant to be played is the most... oh, yeah! I forgot you could do that. Oh, it's even the... oh, that's a... oh my god. I'm learning new things about this game that I've played to death. Like, I know you could freeze water, but I forgot that you could zap it. And I guess the type of zappy depends on the particle effects, because if you do... it should be literally right here. If I can show this, or make a liar out of me game. That also works. Oh. Well, okay. But Spark does some things. But Amazing Mirror, which has some treasure chests that you can find occasionally for like various background music and maps. And this is that taken to a bit more of the extremities where the treasure chests are the main collectibles. This continues on for games like Return to Dreamland with Space Cogs. I've already said Return to Dreamland. My gosh. Triple Deluxe with the Sunstones. And Robobot with the Gibbs. And I guess to a lesser extent, Starlies with the puzzle pieces and the buttons, but Starlies is a lot more forward. It's a lot more traditional. It's not like collect things to get the best ending. Now this is that game. You collect the things. It is a collectathon. Tap the bubbles to pop because this is a DS game, so How do we use the bottom screen for this? Why? It's for power-ups. And very, very little else. That's pretty much all the bottom screen is used for. So you can probably tell from the overlay. The main screen has the action, where the bottom screen is a lesser one. But you don't have to worry. And you can even combine different bubbles. You can only combine certain bubbles with certain things, like ability bubbles will interact with each other. Food bubbles will interact with each other, and there are various other bubbles such as star bubbles and mini Kirby bubbles that can only interact with themselves. So if we show this off here, bubbles to mix, so we got a cherry, which is, I don't know why I'm explaining this, I can just show you. With the main abilities like the sword and whatnot, if you combine them and shake it around, you can get some special effects, but the rule of thumb for the food is the smaller like if you combine two small foods, you get a medium food, and if you combine two medium or like two mediums for a large, you know, there's a small, medium, at large. No, but the more food you combine, it combines into the best food, you know? Combine them until you get the maximum tornado, because that's just a full restore regardless of HP. And we just have our first little treasure collectible. I am just getting destroyed. Speaking of things, I will try to show off the little ability list. There are a lot, and I'll probably have to go over them all individually in a bonus, but that's perfectly fine. They're more dialed down in this one. There are other Kirby games where they have a lot more advanced uses or more uses. But in here it is press B. Beam. This beams like a whip. Whoosh. Beam it. Beam it. Beam it. Okay. That's plenty of that. I guess I can do cutter as well. Cutter. Remote, cutter, boomerang. Big old bold text. B and B and up and down. So there's that. I was pressing up, nothing happened. Pressing down, nothing happened. So, as you saw, if you hold B, it goes out further. And he even kind of holds its arm out. So, if you hold B and up and down, you can control the cutter. And the red bits, we'll get into those when we get to those. Here, destiny awaits us. What destiny? Roly-poly Kirby. Yeah! Don't ask me why. That's just my favorite thing to do. If you find a steep enough hill and do down and A, you do a slide. And depending on the ability, it does like a little thing. Like the sword, you dash with your sword out. With a bomb, you dash with the bomb out. And if you go to a hill that's steep enough, Kirby can roll down it. And it's just the most adorable thing in the world. Okay, we got some food there. Just aiming for the soda, but as long as I got some health back, that's all that really mattered there. Yeah. As you can see, shining stars means we've collected everything. Pretty self-explanatory, and each level tells you how many chests are in that level that you need to get. And as you saw, chests also take up a spot in your ability hub, or the bottom screen, whatever you want to call it. And the maximum amount of chests there are per level is 3. So a rule of thumb is you usually will need 3 slots open in your ability menu, or you don't get all the treasures. I will of course be showing off all the treasures because I've played this game a bunch, but it has been a good minute, so I will probably inevitably most certainly do something horribly terribly wrong, which is great. I don't know if that was sarcastic. It was somewhat sarcastic. It was meant to be as a, you'll all enjoy me failing at curved game. And this is not, it's gonna bite me back for saying this, not one of the harder Kirbys. Yes, Kirby is difficult. Or can get difficult. Now this guy, we're gonna, no. Okay, so we're just gonna spam cutter here. Oop. Now, in most Kirby games, if ever you see a boss, the best rule of thumb is if you see a boss and hail it, more often than not, you will need its ability for something in the future. Definitely in the later Kirbys, that is a guaranteed. If you fight a boss that has an ability, you will almost certainly need its ability. But this one is a little bit less so with that rule of thumb. Just for most of the Kirby games, keep this in mind. I will, of course, be going over more. It's their first little outing, and I was in the mood for squeaks. Speaking of, we haven't seen said squeaks, the titular squeaks of the game title. This is one of those instances where you didn't really need the boss ability, but ability that you find. In this game, if there's something that can be done, the ability that you need to find to do it isn't too far out of the way. You know, if you see some dirt, there's usually a rabbit to give you the animal ability, which is a new ability to this game. And I think specifically this game, I don't think I've seen animal in any other. Oh, he scratches his ear. Yeah, I'm sure Kirby has plenty of idle animations. I do not think I'll do that. But we see here, we see a big old treasure chest. Must be important. That's because it is. Encountering these type treasure chests will spawn in the titular squeaks of the game. They do have names. I don't remember all of them. I just know the ninja one is Spinny. The one in the saucer is Doc, and I can never quite remember the big bear guy. And the guy in the red cape is Daroch, because he's in Starlies. And for those of you who may wonder, Starlies is my shorthand for Star Allies, which somewhere down the line we'll get to as well. I'll get to a lot of games. If I'm the Kirby guy, that's fine, but I'll be playing games other than Kirby, you know? Many different games. I'll try to stick toward games that anyone can enjoy, you know. Good for the whole family. Or try to. I will do my best on that. I promise nothing. We're just... No! Fuck! No, I could have showed up the ability. I won't do it too often because, you know, they're just menus, and that's something that can be done in a bonus. Plus, again, the controls are D-pad, move, you know, A or B is the jump button, and the opposite is the activate button. X is the drop ability button, and Y is also jump. Oh, I hope that didn't... Oh, mistakes are made. Oh, you know what? That's fine. Sure, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You saw nothing. Nothing happened. There was nothing. Nothing went wrong. Of course not. This is perfectly fine. It was but an illusion. You knew not of the greater. I don't know. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That was nothing. What? Exactly. But let's not worry. And enjoy. Blowing through everything with invincibility candy. The candy. Okay. So we got some items here that we need to eat up. Boop. There's no guard in this. So, again, I wish I told you, but here's Spark, Charge, and then there's Zap, Zoop, Zork. Other various zapping noises. But, you know, hold B for zap, and then you can tap around B. But that's typically more associated with, well, it's also Spark. They kind of fused Plasma and Spark. They're pretty much one and the same, Spark and Plasma. They're used virtually interchangeable. Oh, no, none of that. But most of the Squeaks take really especially high damage from elements. They do not like elements. Like, elements are electric, fire, and ice. Those are the elements in this game, and ironically, Zero games. Nah, man, it'll be fun to get to the Zero games. I love the Zero games. Oh, I was so happy when that collection came out. So happy. Speaking of happy, Kirby Dance! Yeah! Yeah! Let me get a little spray paint, a graphic piece, and a secret door key. There's always a extra or EX level in every single stage. But speaking of, we can go to the collection room and check out our new green Kirby. I will be switching to every new color Kirby when we get a new color Kirby, because it's just more fun with colors. Colors are fun. And just, I will do all the cosmetics, because why would you play this game without doing the cosmetics? You're just playing the game wrong. If you're not, your favorite color Kirby. I don't know if I'll just be using them all so you can be like, ooh, I want that Kirby. I'll be doing the stages so you can tell, like, I'll be playing these really loosely. I won't have like a graph of this is where you will get and find everything. I don't think I'll be that. No. Speaking of, here's the best ability in the game, if not one of them. It's definitely one of the best in my opinion, because it's just look at that. It's absolutely insanity. All of this tornado that you see all of this until it stops. Iframes, every single one. Invincibility, that whole thing. Those are mini Kirbs. I remember when I said only certain things interact with certain things. This is one of those certain things interact with certain things thing. Point is, only little Kirby bubbles can interact with other little Kirby bubbles. If you combine it into a triple mini Kirby, like there are 3. But when you combine them, you get a double. You get 3 together, that's essentially a 1-up, is what I am trying to mouth word to my brain. But it is short-circuiting. Here is the second one, because as you saw from the level, there was only 2. And, the end's just right there, so why not just exit the level? There's little to nothing keeping you from just going straight to the end gate, and that's just what I recommend you do. So get the treasures and leave, and enjoy. Curb. It is a different dance. Relatively, I'm sure there's a set number of dances, and we got a vitality heart. Which means a thing if we get more of vitality hearts. But ooh, that's a question mark. So question marks before I do this, because we have a little space. Do things. But no. So as you can see, you put 2 together, you get a double. Put 3 together, you get a 1-up. That's how the mini Kirbys work. You are not short on lives. As you can see, that is the end. This was the whole level, right? And as you know, it's just that easy. Just go up. I have missed that treasure more times than I would like to admit. Because, who would think to just go up? You're like, hey, that's the level, where's the treasure chest? Now, that one can trip you up sometimes. That one can be a fixie boy. Copy palette, check. So it's a checkerboard pattern style. So speaking of cosmetics, gotta do all of them. Yeah, it's a checkerboard pattern now. Yeah. Can I interact with... I can. So as you can see, question mark, can't interact with anything because it isn't anything. That is until you tap it. Yeah, it can be literally anything from a mini curb to a 1-up to a food item to a star item. It can be virtually anything. Wish I could show that off, but I don't have the thing for it yet. Here's boss. I don't know what you do if you still have tornado. Going for 3. 2. Oh. Wasn't on the ground that time, but 1, 2, 3. But the thing in the background, it reminds me of like the enemy transporter from the show anime. It just feels out of place to me here in Squeak Squad, but I feel like it's supposed to be a reference to the Kirby Right Back At Ya show. But boss treasures are always the same. They just contain a boss trophy. Yep. Get them all and you get a thing. Boss battle badge. Ta-da, collect them all for a new mode. What's this? Somebody's stolen King Dedede's treasure chest. Of course, he doesn't know a thing about the strawberry shortcake. So what's going on? Who's really behind the disappearing shortcake? Yeah, I got that one-track mind, don't you, Curb? Suddenly, a whirlwind appears. Bring out a band of big-eared strangers. Yep, it's the guys. It's the guys. Who are they? A band of thieves known as the Squeaks. Yeah, they are the Squeaks of the squatting. Zoom! With treasure chests in tow, they begin to march jauntily away. Yeah, that was more of a dash instead of jauntily. Jauntily usually, I mean, they're probably happy to have treasures. Indeed, acts as quick as a wink. Oh, is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do? I think we're going bowling, folks. He grabs Kirby and hurls him at the Squeaks. Yeah, Kirby bowling! Yeah! Shaboosh! What a shot! He throws a perfect strike! Yeah, Kirby bowling. Squeaks teeter and lose their balance. And they all tumble into a deep chasm, taking the treasure with them. I like the Squeak theme. It's good. Surely the shortcake is part of the lost loot. Squeak, squeak. Oh, it's so good. Looks like Kirby's quest isn't over yet. It's not over yet. Brownie points for that reference. It's not a hard one. It's a video game. It's your other hint. But we will have to do that next time on a Kirby Squeak Squad. We'll find out where this chasm leads us. Until then.